And now for the theme tune. Forget about a theme tune!
Welcome to the Mom I Queens podcast. We are the rulers you either love or hate, and each week we will be setting the world to rights. Then, from a randomly generated word, we'll be finding strange stories to tell each other, all whilst having a giggle and not needing alcohol to bring our special brand of madness directly to your ears. Full disclaimer, there will be not for safe. I got so close. I was so close. I was so close.
Oh,
Close. I'm just going to continue, bitches. Deal with it. Okay. Well, full disclaimer. There will be not safe for work content and probably a strong view or two expressed. So settle in, enjoy the car crashing into the dumpster fire that is Sam and Laura. There we go. Fucking hell. Hello, babes. Hello.
Mate.
Oh, I bunted that right up this week, didn't I?
So funny. I think that's karma for last week when you went, tell the viewers why you said World 3. And I still said it wrong then.
Yeah, you did. You did. That's instant karma. Karma ping pong going on here. I can take my glasses off now so I don't look like a frigging demon if you're watching me on the YouTube. Us, obviously, us. I'm not suggesting that people
You're
simply...
definitely watching it for Sam.
I'm not suggesting that that's, what. Right. Anyway, how's your week been? Tell me. How are you?
I had a rough week.
Yeah, you
because
did.
I weren't very well. I mean, it was just, when I say just period pains, it definitely wasn't just period pains. But I was being crucified by my uterus. So I spent Tuesday to Friday off work because I couldn't even sit at my desk in my own home. So I would lay on the sofa either asleep or on drugs and watching telly. That has been my whole week.
Like, why hasn't evolution kicked in on periods?
No idea. It's just like, we must test your strength of will and your...
Like, it's okay. Look, we understand that it's horrible and it's painful, so why don't you have a baby and then it'll stop for 9 months until you have to push out a fucking human from your tiny hole.
Yep.
And then for the rest of your life, period or not, it's going to be a pain in the ass because you've got a child.
It's punishment. It's punishment for not having a child. That's what it is.
No, it's punishment.
Like, hey, here to remind you, you've not got a baby.
I tell you what it's punishment for. It's for us tempting Adam with the apple in the Garden of Eve. Eden. Eve is my mother's name. I'm not tempting anyone to the Garden of Eve. Oh.
Evedon would be an amazing place. Evedon would be like nymph. What am I thinking of? Nymph? Whatever the lesbian ones are called in Greek mythology, it would be a lesbian paradise. Is what Evedon would be.
Come to my Evedon. Come on, my Evedon. Come in, my Evedon.
Come around, my Evedon.
Reach round to my Evedon. Jesus Christ. I have to apologise to everyone listening and anyone that is looking at my face. I don't know what's going on. I was having like a good old weekend. I was in a right old good mood and then I just took a little nosedive. So I'm doing my best. To put a smile on it, but my brain is not working properly. What was that, Laura? How's my week been? It was so nice.
How's your week? Yeah.
I've had... Hang on, I'm doing that thing again where I have to think about what time is and what has happened this week. I've had a week. Yesterday was really good. How was Friday? Yeah, I think I've had a good week. Yeah.
Overall, you've been productive, haven't you? More than anything else.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff done, which is the definition of productive. So I'm so glad that I explained that for everybody. Yeah, no, I've had a good week. I've had a really good week, actually, thinking back on it. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, that's made me feel a bit better. Yeah, I've had a really good week. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. Yeah, I've had a lovely week. Yeah, I've had a good week. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff done. I've been in the boot camp and boot cafes every day, and I was in it this weekend. Yeah, it's just good. I've had a good week. That's it. The end. No more questions, please.
Oh, right. Okay, then. Moving on.
No photos. No questions.
Her Majesty has spoken. Moving on.
You may leave me alone. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so God, I don't know what that was. Jesus Christ. Do tell me, Laura, if you don't mind, what's been something that you have really loved this week?
Oh.
While she's thinking, I was just thinking, I should not be in charge of this podcast this week. But you've got me. So there you go.
This week I have enjoyed. I am very much enjoying Star Trek, which I keep going on about 21 that will listen because it's the original series.
Okay, I was just about to say series, films. Right, go on.
Yeah. I watched Star Trek Beyond the other week, and since then I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch all the original series again. And I've been telling anyone who will listen and all about how Kirk told McCoy to stop thinking with his gland, which is one of the funniest things I've heard in my life. Maybe you should stop thinking with your gland, McCoy. This is where we are now, Bones. There's a salt monster attacking people and you're thinking with your gland.
Jim.
God damn it, Jim. My gland rules me.
Stop thinking with
just in the corner raising an eyebrow.
I really struggle. So I really like Star Trek, but I really struggle with the original series because I cannot with Shatner. I cannot.
I'm chewing the scenery every time.
Just I can't, mate. Like, I remember when I went to the cinema with my sis to see Star Trek, the second one. What was it called? Which one's the second one?
Wait, the new ones or the old ones?
The new ones, so the films. The second.
Yeah, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Thank you. And I had watched the Khan episodes with information for it, and like the really emotional moment where Spock and Kirk, you know, they're saying like goodbye basically. I was just like, I can't, because the acting is so bad. I was laughing and I felt so sorry for my sister because it was like I'd wounded her, because obviously it's a really emotional scene if you've got an actor that can portray any form of emotion that isn't sweaty foundation, which I found that Shatner is not capable of. And then when I watched the film, I was actually really glad that I'd seen it, because I understood, like, we're in a different universe now and everything's, you know, like flipped over. And I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
My name is Khan. Yeah.
It's
Khan. Sorry, darling.
It's so cheesy and so bad. Like, the original series is incredible and it's just fun, but there's real actual messages in there. Like the second episode is called Charlie. So I'm about 5 episodes in because I started watching it Friday, I think. And they're still like an hour long. So so the second episode is called Charlie, and it's about a 17-year-old boy that's got like psychic powers that comes aboard and does this a lot every time he tries to use his powers. It's so fucking weird. Seriously, just Google Charlie Star Trek and you'll see the picture, because it's hilarious. But Kirk, like, as much as William Shatner is chewing the scenery a lot, him and Kirk and Captain Kirk and Charlie have an actual conversation about consent, which is incredible considering the time it was, because Charlie won't leave Yeoman Rand alone. And she's like, you are too young. I also don't like you. Please leave me alone. And
Yeah.
he slaps her on the ass, and she's like, that's not okay. But then she doesn't explain to him why it's not okay. She's like, you need to speak to Kirk and
Yeah.
McCoy. They will tell
Which
you
is-
why it's wrong.
Which is fair enough. Like the victim
Yeah.
of, yeah. But yeah. But that's incredible.
Well, it's also, it's like, it's because she doesn't want to, he's like new to the ship and he's not really been around humans, so she doesn't want to upset him as well.
Right.
And she says to Kirk, like, you need to have a word with him. And when Kirk does eventually have a word with him, it is quite a nice moment of talking about consent. Like, I mean, it's still got the problems that it had at the time.
Yeah.
Like, but Kirk does explicitly say to him, you can't treat women like that. Women have their own mind. You have to, it's not it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
And you have to think about their feelings. It's not like the way we would do it today, talking about it, but it was, when you watch it, it's just very progressive for the time.
Oh, that's nice.
It was done at. And I was like, wow, this is pretty good. So yeah, I think that's the thing I've enjoyed most this week, is getting back into Star Trek and falling back in love with everyone on the Enterprise, because I would be a hoa on that crew.
Hoa!
Hoa!
She's slutting left, she's slutting right. No shame, because ain't no shame in being a slut, ladies. Take back the night, own your vagina, put what you want in it, as long as it's not magnet.
Yeah, don't put magnets up there, girls.
Put what you want in it, as long as it's designed to be in your cooch.
Yeah, maybe don't put a wrench up there either. That'll be...
No, and don't try... No, don't put a dumbbell in there.
Yeah, no.
Maybe just... let me walk that back a bit. Do what you want with it, but actions have consequences, okay? But yeah, actions do have consequences. So if you're going to stick something up there that wasn't originally designed to be stuck up there, then you've got no one to blame but yourself. Yeah.
And on that note, how was your week? How was your week? And what was one thing you loved this week?
I'm going to say I had some lovely time with my sister this week. She is classed as a carer, so she is allowed to come to me. And yeah, it was just really nice. I hadn't seen her for a couple of weeks. And she basically, I built Wednesday into my schedule as like a catch-up day, and I was really proud of myself for it, because we've had this conversation. I tend to put way too much on my plate, because I plan my week during the weekend when I'm easy breezy, single, no child in the house, responsibility free Sam. And then halfway through Monday, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But I'm also like, well, I've said I'll do it, so I must. And then I grind myself into the ground. So I'd popped in Wednesday as a catch-up day for the shit that I inevitably wouldn't get round to doing on Monday and Tuesday, because, you know, I have to keep a child alive. But actually what I did was I just took Wednesday off, and me and Rhiannon just chilled and giggled, and like, she's fucking awesome, man. I love her to pieces. Like,
I mean, your sister is cool.
She is, yeah. She's the best. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and it's nice because, so I've got an older sister and a younger sister, and my little sis, she's still up north, so I don't get to see her, and her sprog, and my my brother-in-law, whom he calls me Lady Dude, so I call him Man Dude. I don't get to see them near as much as I'd like, but because Rhiannon lives very close to me, I get to see her a lot. And yeah, we just have like a fucking ridiculous relationship in the best way. So it was really nice. I got to catch up with her and have a good old chin wag. And yeah, so that's what I've loved this week. My sister. But yeah, I love her very much. So yeah, right, enough of that bullshit. What's something that's fucking done you're not right in? I'm in the mood to be like, just be like, oh, maybe I'm bitter. Maybe I'm bitter. Maybe that's what it is. The theme has infected me. What's something that you've ate this week, love?
Right. Period pains.
Yeah.
Boys, if you're gonna be like, they can talk about period pains, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Why do you think you're here, mate?
get to fuck.
Why the fuck
Like,
do you think you're here? Because a body with a period birthed you. So shut up. Please continue, Laura.
I have so my periods go. I mean, I'll always talk about periods, talk about them on Instagram. I'm very open about them because I don't think there's nothing taboo about a period. So
No,
you
mate.
should talk about it. Like, if more people talked about it, it probably wouldn't have taken us so long to get proper tests for endometriosis. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real.
Preach!
So they vary. I tend to have either a lot of PMS symptoms or hardcore period pains that make me pass out.
Mm-hmm.
And the past couple of months, they've not been so bad. But then for some reason this week, they were just like, we're going to give you everything. So the week before, I was headachy and achy. And I was like, I'm due on any day now. I'm due on any day now. As soon as it starts, this will all disappear. And when it did start on Tuesday, I was in so much pain that I couldn't even sit in my chair to do my work. So I had to take the week pretty much Tuesday to Friday. I was just like, I can't sit at my computer and work, unfortunately. I need to be laid down because and I can't do the job that I'm supposed to do because I just couldn't. I was either on some form of painkillers or trying to almost sleep or watching the TV, because I don't know if you know this, people listening, people who don't have periods, or even people who do have periods and are very lucky to have very light periods.
My period lasts 2 days and I don't bleed. Fuck off!
Yeah. Absolutely not, mate.
Get in the sea!
Fuck off.
Let the sharks have you.
I can wear period pants that I bought off Wish because only a trickle comes out. Well, fucking good for you. But sometimes you can be so heavy when you're on your period that it's like you're anemic and it makes you exhausted.
Yeah.
It makes you exhausted, and that is exactly what happened this week.
Yep.
So it's been rough. That is one thing that I've hated this week, because I've just been like, I just want to dig my ovaries out and just throw them away.
Thumb them out, mate. Flick them across the room.
Several times I said to my other half, can you just falcon punch me in the ovaries?
I need you to cause my body severe trauma so the shit stops.
Please, aliens, just come and probe them out of me. I'm cool with that as well.
Oh, God. Like, ovaries before nothing, remove them. Remove my ovaries.
So yeah, I absolutely hated that this week.
Babe.
I think that is the worst thing that's happened this week. There's nothing can beat that. So that's it. What's one thing you hated this week?
Oh, well, let me tell you. I am a very clumsy person. Okay. Very clumsy. It is. Laura knows what's coming. I don't know why. Somehow I've never broken a bone, but I have basically bruised every inch of flesh. Definitely external, probably internal. Because I can trip over my own shadow. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but I literally once didn't realise my son tends to put stuff everywhere, and there was a fork that happened to be on the floor, and I managed to stab my big toe and on the top, not on the bottom, my big toe on the top with this fork with my other foot. So one foot kicked the fork into my other foot. And I was bleeding, like I properly stabbed my fucking. But yeah, so that's just a little example of my clumsiness. And this week, me and my son, who is also clumsy, decided that we loved each other so much we wanted both of our heads to occupy the same physical space. So I was putting a towel on his head to help him dry his hair after the bath, and he stood up and I went down, and the top of his head smashed right into the bottom of my jaw, and I just felt like a pain, like diagonally across my face. And it soon became apparent that I had some form of mild concussion when, you know, vision wasn't normal, felt very sick, all the rest of it. And so a migraine ensued, which, you know, all the best. And they can fuck off and all. And then I went to bed that night and woke myself up because I nutted my head so fucking hard. I don't know. It's either because I've got chest of drawers on one side and a radiator on the other, and I've got a nice, can't see it very well, but I've got a nice like fucking wound on my head from where I decided in my sleep that just one concussion wasn't enough. So I wanted to break my skull open on either the corner of my drawers or the radiator.
Can we also say as well, it's exactly the same spot where your lamp fell on your head at Christmas?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Yeah, that happened, didn't it? Things are attracted to my skull.
Your house is trying to kill you, mate.
Yeah, no, I think it's fair to say I'm trying to kill me because I, like, if it only happened when I was in this house, fair. But no, I mean, I have fallen down more stairs than I can count.
I get that.
Just all the time. So yeah, I basically say that I've now got a line from the top of my head to my jaw, which is just a line of dumbassery. So this is where me and my son decided to fucking like mash each other in the face. And this is where I decided to take on the radiator or drawers and lost while sleeping. It should also be mentioned that neither of these things are at head height. Like,
No,
if they were flush with where my head was, you could be like, well, fair enough, but maybe you should move your bed. No. They're both raised. So what I've done in my sleep is literally sat up and smushed my face straight into the corner or something. Do you sleep well? No, I sleep nut.
Which probably means something very different in America. So
yes, sleep but to nut someone in England is to fucking munt him in the face with your face. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've hated this week. Just my head being smashed into shit.
I'm clumsy too, though, to be fair. My nickname when I was younger was Spaghetti Legs.
Spaghetti legs.
Always falling over. Like, always. Like, I remember I was in the playground once at one of the schools and I got blown over by the wind because I haven't always been, this. I was very skinny when I was a little kid and I got blown over by a gust of wind and got a concussion, and the next thing I remember was being at home watching Spider on the sofa under a blanket.
Oh,
with a headache.
I once passed out in a... if we're sharing stories, I once passed out in a toilet cubicle at school straight after registration, and it was like solid stone floor, and I knocked myself the fuck out, and it was in midwinter, and because I'd just gone to the loo, I didn't have my coat or anything on, and I was just my body without any kind of heat on a stone floor. I was unconscious for over an hour. They me because someone saw my hand sticking out of the toilet stall. I was taken out on a stretcher. They had to remove the door, and I had one of those fucking turkey blankets on me, being taken out in front of everyone. And do you remember, I want to see your waistband? That teacher tapped me on the knee and said, you'll be all right. And I was like, don't touch me, you fucking creep.
You'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll come for your waistband.
I can't see it. There's turkey foil on you. Where is your waistband? Yeah. So just being a clumsy lady this week. Right. I'm going to talk about our word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week. Word of the week. I'm just trying stuff out. Just spitballing. It's not all going to be magic.
Fair.
So
magic.
Our word of the week this week is bitter. Bitter. Ooh. Honey, she's bitter.
It's like a M&S advert.
This isn't your regular bitter. This is I'm pissed off bitter. Like properly, do you remember those like food porn ads that they did?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just inserting your finger into like a whatever. And it's like, all right. And the woman was just like, oh, food. It's like, I don't know if I'm hungry or I'm aroused now. Maybe both.
Normal.
Right. Okay. So I found, here we go, just getting it up. 25 bitter people share the pettiest things they've ever done.
I found that one as well. Is it on
oh God. Is this
Cheeseburger?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is it the same one? Sorry, babe.
No, but because I didn't read any of them, I just sort of opened it and was like, maybe I'll have a quick flick through. I've got one that's 18 hilarious angry notes from bitter people.
Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Right. Oh, just got a weird thing in my ear. It's gone now. Just again. Just for everybody to know that my ear went weird. But we're back in business. Okay. Right. So I enjoyed this one. So this is number 1 on the list. My first husband was having an affair. I knew the woman and she knew me. About a week after I asked my husband to move out, I was at Trader Joe's. When I saw the other woman, she was asking where these raspberry gel-filled chocolate sticks were. I grabbed every single one before she had a chance to even get to the aisle. Like, as like revenge goes, it is properly petty, but I can imagine the sense of satisfaction. Like, I wouldn't even buy them. I'd get them all and I'd hide them somewhere. Just thinking, for the people not watching, that dead air was Laura just in full thinking mode.
But the thing is, she's only going to ask someone and they're going to go to the stock room and get some more. So, like, I get it. Like, mate, what you should have done is, like, bought some and then, like, smeared them on the handle of a car. So she thought it was, like, dog shit or something.
Here,
And was like,
bitch. Or just spell out bitch with him.
oh my God. Is it in it? Trader Joe's is America, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's America and it's hot, right, you spell out bitch on the windscreen and then just leave it. And that's going to be a bitch to get off.
Yeah, the bitch is going to be a bitch to get off. Yeah, very good. So what I like about this list, I don't know if the readers are readers. Wow.
Readers.
I did warn you about my brain. Listeners or viewers are familiar with New Girl. Probably, it's not exactly a small show. One of the characters in there, Winston, he is very bad at pranks. He either goes way too small or way too big. So an example of this is he wanted to put some dirt next to someone's car tyre to freak them out. As you can imagine, dirt is everywhere outside. They probably wouldn't notice. And he swings from that to basically beating someone, wanting to beat someone to death.
That sounds like me.
So
that's like me. My responses are never in proportion. It's either we can do this little thing or we can just murder them.
There we go. That's your options. So I'll give you an example, right? So we've just had that one, which, as you say, you could argue is not like the best thing. It is petty as fuck though, and I'm here for it. But this one kills me. A guy cut me off in traffic, only to get caught right near me in a traffic jam. I shot his car with a rubber band. What did that do, mate? What did that do? What?
The rubber band.
Like,
what?
He would not have even, I mean, unless you, like, caught his attention, maintained eye contact, and just, like, slowly pulled that rubber, but, like, that's a lot of build-up for basically him not hearing anything, like.
But what goes on? It's just the sheer, like the panic we said the guy had last week when he realised he'd got the madness struck. I've just got this image of this guy going, fucking prick. He's just fucking, where have we got in here? Where's it? And like searching through his glove box and going, fucking rubber band, that'll do. And then trying to find his window down. all in the like 30 seconds he's got before the guy drives off.
Like, that is the weirdest thought process. That, like, road rage generally comes out in more explosive, aggressive terms. So, you know, you're like, fuck off, you prick, or you'd sort of like just fucking stick in the middle finger. But he's had the space of mind to go, do you know what? I'm going to take the high road. Do you know what? No, I'm not. But there could be kids around. So instead of venting my aggression through crude and lewd language and hand signals, I'm going to find something to drive his car. Oh, change. No. That could scratch the paintwork. And he could be having a difficult day. I don't know. Maybe he's on his way to hospital. Maybe his mom just like kicked him out. I don't know. So elastic band. That'll get my point across without doing any damage to his ego or his property. Like, just...
And he probably won't even notice. Like,
and the best part is, not only did that person do that weak sauce fucking... Like, you can't even road rage. But he's like, this story is good enough for me to submit it to a list of bitter things that people have done, petty things that bitter people have, like, just
like you've probably got people like 3 roads down, like, yeah, some guy cut me off, so I got out of my car with a shotgun and threatened him. Like,
and he's just
like,
gone, nah.
Shut the rubber band. That's...
Do you think he made a gun out of his, you know, you can do the gun finger with it. Do you think he was like, nah?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
you
That's
know.
what I like to imagine.
But yeah.
I also the other version of that in my head that I like to imagine is the guy cuts him off and he's in a little car and they pull up alongside each other and the guy with the rubber band flicks it and it hits the other guy on the arm and the other guy just gets out of his car and he's fucking huge, like built like the mountain.
Tire,
like
tire, right. I can't say tire. Oh.
Tire iron?
Yeah. Tire.
So all good for
Yeah.
iron?
Yeah. Thanks for helping me out, mate.
All right.
I needed it. Right. What did you find? Tell me about these fucking letters.
So these are the more, like, I would say the more passive aggressive, but they're definitely done by bitter people.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what? Some of these I absolutely understand because so some of these are about food, right? First of all, Laura doesn't share food. If you try and take food off my plate without asking, I will punch you in the face. I will stab you with a fork. If you want dessert and I ask you if you want dessert, I will buy you fucking dessert. Don't be eyeing up my dessert.
100%, mate. Like, get, even before bloody pandemics, get your germy fucking hands off my food.
Yes.
We are not friends anymore. How very dare you, sir, or madam, or son. Mostly son. Stop. You had your own. Get off mine.
The thing is, I'm happy to share. Like, a lot of the time, I'm like, oh, look, I've bought a box of Celebrations. Who wants one? Well, sometimes.
Yeah, but they're individually wrapped, aren't they, mate?
And sometimes people come creeping and they're like, oh, what have you got? What's that? They look nice. And I'm like, yeah, they do. That's why I'm fucking eating them and you're not having any.
They taste nice as well. Back the fuck up, Sandra.
If you want something, ask for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny. You want biscuits, say, oh, those biscuits look nice, Laura. Can I have one? Otherwise, if you just stand there going, oh, those biscuits look really nice, I'm going to go, yeah, they do. They fucking taste nice as well.
Yeah, and eat it in slow motion in front of your disbelieving face. These aren't just biscuits. They're Laura's biscuits.
So some of these are, so this one, somebody left a post-it note on the fridge that says, I don't know your name, but you have been seen stealing my butter. Put it back in the fridge or I will lick everything. Now, I understand where this post-it note is coming from because at work, I've worked in places where people steal your butter or steal your
milk
or anything you put in the fridge, really.
Yeah.
My an old friend somewhere I used to work, she had a curry, like a Chinese in the fridge, right? Like leftover takeaway.
Right.
She's gonna have it for a dinner.
Yeah.
Somebody went in it, didn't take the rice, didn't take the chicken, just took the fucking sauce, mate. Just took the fucking sauce, took the sauce out of it, then put the sauce pot back in it.
What? No. Oh,
Yep.
that's oxygen thief behaviour. That is full on. You are stealing oxygen from everyone else.
So I fully understand this because I have, to be fair, I once mixed my own Marmite butter to stop people stealing my butter.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Literally just there was half a finger butter left, and I was like, well, I only ever have Marmite on toast, really. So do you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to make my Marmite butter, put it in there, and then nobody else will use it.
Oh, Marmite. Oh, yeah. I fucking love anything flavoured Marmite. Other yeast extracts.
Other yeast extracts are available.
Thank you. Yeah.
Also, other shops that do sensual adverts are available.
Yes.
For food.
Oh God, they're everywhere, mate. Want to hear a woman basically sounding like she's orgasming to sell you, I don't know, grass seed? Turn on the TV. It'll be there.
Janet's got her Asda price chicken nuggets. Now they're in the oven. She's got her healthy brown sauce on the side.
Now it's in her butt. Easy. Just fuck off. I'll tell you what I really like about that post-it note is that it's very I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Like
very much that.
You could leave that without knowing who it is, without having seen them, but the perpetrator, or they're shitting themselves now, you have gaslit the right person. What? The guilty party.
The guilty party. I mean, to be fair, like when we were talking about proportionate responses before, I literally go from I have gone in work from being like, I need to start putting my name on stuff, and I'm going to put a note on my milk, to I'm going to put laxatives in my milk and see who it is. And then I always hunt them down and fill their car full of milk. Like they will be swinging milk. They fucking love some milk. I'll give them some milk.
The logistics of filling someone's car with milk. Oh my God, that is amazing.
Like what they stole from me was probably like a tiny little bit for the brew, but
they stole from me.
But listen,
stealing my lactose.
Clearly don't have proportionate responses to things. Or I do. It starts out as a proportionate response, and then I just get continually angrier until it's like full on. I'm gonna massacre the whole building just to find out who stole the milk.
I'm going to engineer a mass virus to wipe out all the dairy cows, and then no one gets milk. No milk for anybody. Sorry, cows.
Oh my now. There's another one.
Necessary victim in this war.
So there's another one in the sort of fridge vein. And
in the fridge vein.
One, I mean, right, this is funny because I've got to give it to the person who replied, because it takes some balls. And it probably wasn't the person that was actually stealing the sauce that replied, but still, we'll pretend it was. So they've stuck a note on a bottle of sauce that says, "Do not use. I spit in this since someone keeps using it. Thanks." And then underneath in red pen, somebody's taken the time to write, "I spit in it too." And then a heart. And then they've put, "Since you're a jerk."
Like, if I'm gonna spit in something, I'm not telling people. I'm gonna sit with a gleeful expression, and I'm going to put on a mustache and twiddle it while I watch them, and I'm going to be like, "I'm inside you now." Maybe I won't say that. Don't say that to people who get arrested.
Just sending it to people on chat. I'm inside you now. How do
Yeah.
you feel about that? I'm gonna call police.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what you could do instead of sending people disturbing messages informing them that you are inside them, you could, like when a woman is pregnant, there's those different articles like your baby is this big now. You could put together a pamphlet of like, my saliva is currently in your and just timeline it for them.
You have now fully excreted my saliva.
And I hope you think fucking twice before coming for my shit again, you twat.
I love how like proportionate your responses are though. Like yours is just saliva based, and I'm like, I'm going to poison everyone in in the vicinity, and we'll see who is it.
I'm sorry if you weren't involved.
No.
Collateral damage, bitches.
Sometimes in war there are casualties.
It's just the same, Katniss.
This is why I would make either a good villain or a good anti-hero. I'm never going to be like a Captain America. I'm going to be like a Punisher or a Deadpool. Like, I'm going to punch first and ask questions later.
And the thing is, you are both Deadpool and the Punisher. Deadpool is your nice. Deadpool's where you start, Punisher's where you end. Let's be real about this. Like, most people go from 0 to 60. You go from Deadpool to Punisher.
I'm like, it's all fun and games until it's not.
Yeah. Right. Okay, I am now going to spin the wheel of but wheel of but no, that one didn't work. I tried it.
Wheel of butt, wheel of butt, wheel of butt. No, that didn't work either.
Wheel of but filling time while I get up the internet browser.
Here we go. Race, start your... Oh no, wait! Please don't sue us, RuPaul.
Because that bitch loves money. I can't blame her or him, depending on what he's currently wearing at the time. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. The word is help, which I think is perfect for this week's podcast, because fucking hell, get Sam some help. Or like a baguette or something, because she needs to eat, because all she ate yesterday was crisps, because she's a fucking idiot and she forgot that she's supposed to eat stuff during the day because she got caught up doing stuff and just ate crisps, 2 packets. There you are, you're welcome. So the word for the week is help. Now, I don't know, maybe you've got an amazing story about how John Lennon once nutted a monkey and then recorded help.
Yeah, please don't send us, please don't, like, I don't know, please don't comment with anything like, oh, I helped my grandma across the road the other day. Fuck off. That's not what we want. What we want is like, I helped murder my grandma the other week. Like, that is...
My friend turned up at the front door and said, I've killed someone and I helped them bury the body. Interested. I helped me nan cross the road. Good for you. Shouldn't be that close to her. Coronavirus. If anything, you're just a super spreader. Fuck off.
The only time we want to know if you've been genuinely helpful is if it's like, I helped wank off a tramp the other day because he was just feeling a bit blue.
Off a tramp because he was feeling blue. Oh my god. Yes. I want that story in detail. Yes,
that's acceptable.
That is fully acceptable. I'm here for that. Fully. Oh, I fucking wanked off a tramp. I can't, mate. He was feeling blue. Right. Oh my god. Sorry, I need a second, because the fact that that is the first place your brain went of, unless he's wanking off a tramp, has killed me dead. Oh, okay, right. So next week's word is help. So if you've got any funny stories about wanking off a tramp or things that you hate about helping people, maybe you just fucking hate helping people, then let us know. Drop us a comment on one of the social media channels. We've got Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, any of those places. And you can also comment now on our podcasts. I can't do the intro. I can't do the outro. I can't live a life. What's going on today?
Yeah, you can. I think you can like and subscribe to them, and if you subscribe to them, it helps more people find them or something. I'm not sure. And maybe like, I don't know, review us in places where you can review us. Leave us comments, tell us how amazing we are.
Yeah, although I would like to say 5 stars or nothing. Don't waste my time.
Oh yeah. That's...
And as always, if you hated the podcast, we don't give a shit, so we don't need to know about it. I mean, you can tell us if you want, but like no shits will be given. But if you loved us, you can find us in all of the places that I just mentioned, and I'll pop them down in the show notes as well. So I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that is it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. I was just checking. I was just looking to see if I missed out any of the outro out. I don't think I have. Quite frankly, I deserve a medal for getting through this. It could be argued that I didn't, but there we go. Yeah, so we'll see you next week. Well, we won't see you. You'll see us or hear us, whatever. All right, Sam. Jesus, stop talking. Okay, bye. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Marmite Queens, you dumpster fire garbage people. And now for the outro.
You can't
Still can't afford a theme tune! Definitely can't afford an outro!